What's going on, guys? What's going on, Thai Squad? What's going on, everybody? So, the Pacers beat the OKC Thunder really, really bad. And I am going to say this: I knew that the Pacers were going to win this game, and this was just an insane, dominant game by the Pacers. And you can say that we would say right now that if OKC won the championship, that they would be champs. You could say that. But my point is to this is that with one more game, this was saying to the Pacers, to OKC, the Pacers aren't done. And before the series, Shea said that he was kind of nervous that the Pacers were in the finals. And I get why he would be nervous that the Pacers were in the finals this year. Because all year long, we have been talking about how OKC has the best record in the NBA. How OKC's team comes together. That is what we've been talking about. It's how OKC City's team, OKC has been a great team. But you knew that the Pacers weren't going away without a fight. You knew the Pacers somehow wanted to win this game. And that is what the Pacers did. They came out with a game plan. If they were going to play Halliburton or not, they came out with a game plan. How they were going to deal with the Halliburton injury. They came out with a game plan. How to win game 6. That is what the Pacers came out to do. They didn't want to go home. They said they were done. When you have Thompson hitting those easy money threes, when you have Owen Thompson, when you have Miles Turner throwing down dunks, throwing down Jam City dunks, when you have a Pacers team that has been brilliant every single year, that has been brilliant every single year, this Pacers team isn't going back down. I think on Sunday, whoever wins the championship, honestly, is going to win it. Because we've seen both of these teams split a win at home. Now Indiana has to go on the road. If Indiana wins one more game, I am going to say this. If Indiana wins the championship, we're going to be talking about all the comebacks that the Pacers have came back from, all the game winners that Halliburton has hit, all the 6 threes from Naismith, how the Pacers got over the hump, how the Pacers got that monkey off their back. That is what we're going to be talking about. The other side of things, we're going to be talking about how OKC has to pay some of their guys after losing the finals. You have one more game. We are going to be talking about that. We are going to be talking about how OKC or the Pacers won the title and how they're the 7th different champion. We aren't going to be talking about there's no super teams in the NBA anymore. We are going to be talking about this new era of players. This is what I think that with Halliburton being able to play Game 6 and having the Pacers having a good game plan in case Halliburton didn't play. Because if your main superstar isn't able to play, you know you have to be ready you have to have at least another game plan. And that is what the Pacers did. We can all look back at this game and say, the Pacers aren't done. The Pacers aren't just done yet. You have one more game. You have to figure out how is this Pacers team overall going to win a championship. 2, you're going to have to say, okay, the Pacers get to play one more game. Because if OKC won, the offseason would be happening today. We would be sitting here saying and looking, every NBA team is going to get better. Because we've seen the Magic and the Grizzlies make a trade already. We've seen just in this game, I know I just got off topic a minute ago. But we've seen this team look like a team that just wanted to win? Because we could say if the Pacers didn't win that game, we could say, well, it wasn't a good decision for Halliburton to play. I think it was a good decision for Halliburton to play. Because when you're able to make a decision to have your best player, have your best teammate on the court, have your main star on your court, which I've been saying this entire playoffs, that Halliburton is a superstar, no doubt. When you say that, you know the Pacers won't back down. The Pacers said last night, we ain't done. OKC has their backs against the wall now. Because if OKC loses this game, we're all going to point at. We're all going to point at and look at Shea won MVP. Shea broke different records this year. That is what we're going to point at if OKC if OKC doesn't win the championship. If OKC does win the championship, we are going to look at, okay, OKC did win a championship, but honestly, how do the Pacers come back from this? Because whoever wins Sunday is possibly going to be the champion. Be the champion. Because when we look at the box scores, Jalen Williams this game, 16 winning and 3. Chet, 6-4. Hartenstein, 4-1-10. Shea, 21-2-4. Luke Dort only played in 3 points for OKC. This isn't an OKC team that we've seen. This isn't one bit. Because the OKC team that we have seen went back down like you lose game 6 to the Pacers. You let Shea score 21. Jalen Williams had 40 game 5. Like, geez, you gonna let Jalen Williams put in 16, and he put up 40 in the last game. Like, that's just not enough for OKC. Like, Siakam, 16, 3, 13 in the game last night. Naismith, 2, 3, and 10. Halliburton, 14 points. TJ McCollum with 12 off the bench. TJ McCollum was playing defense like Patrick Beverly last night. I can say that. Because we saw a lot of easy money buckets. We saw a lot of easy money buckets. But when we see a Pacers team like this, the only question is, did the Pacers come out with a lot of energy? Yes, they did. You had to refine and had to get back in the series. Because the winner of Game 6 goes on and win the championship. And we know the Pacers like to make those comebacks. The Pacers like to hit those easy money buckets. The Pacers like to get those Jam City dunks. Whoever wins this championship, it's just going to be like when we talked about the Boston Celtics and how they won the championship last year. Just like we talked about the Denver Nuggets last year. I mean, in 2023 when they won the championship. Just like we talked about the Golden State Warriors when they won the championship in 2022. We are going to be talking about all the finals teams that won a championship. And we're going to look at the other side of teams that honestly didn't win a championship. Because when you look at that, you can say, when we look back at NBA history, look back at NBA records, look at back NBA finals in history, there is a lot of moments in NBA finals history, in the NBA playoffs, that all of us could say that was the best moment. This was the best moment. No, this was the best moment. Like, one of these teams are going to be in the history books with all the teams that won the NBA Finals. Because when we look at it, and we look at Game 6 last night, we could say that this game was a good game, but it came down to the wire. It came down to the final minute. And the Pacers aren't just gonna let OKC run over them. That's the thing. Because when OKC has 21 turnovers last night, there's nothing that you can do to just say that the Pacers were hitting easy lane buckets, getting easy Jam City dunks. But guys, sub if you're new and never give up your dreams. And I hope all of you guys are safe out there and stay blessed, everybody, and peace.